Amazon has been at the forefront of everything related to e-commerce since the term was coined 20 years ago. They've been online since 1995, and while many companies from that period have faded into history, Amazon has thrived. They grew from being a successful online bookseller to becoming the largest retailer in the world. They have successfully moved with the times. Where they have led, many have followed. On average, an Amazon customer will spend $968 online annually, so it is worth taking notice of what Amazon is doing. There is much that we can learn from such a successful company. A key goal of every business is to sell more to existing customers. After all, the business has spent the time and money to acquire that new customer, so why not use upsells? Amazon has become well known for bundling up products in an effort to sell more to each customer. Everyone who has used Amazon will be familiar with the recommendations on their site and the recommendations that Amazon sends by email. So it's very interesting when sometimes Amazon pulls back the curtain and describes how they operate. A report by Greg Linden, Brent Smith and Jeremy York gives insight into their recommendation algorithm. The authors describe how they use recommendation algorithms to personalize the online store for each individual. The end result is that click-through rates of web and email-based advertising vastly exceed those of banner ads and bestseller lists. However, completing this task is not so straightforward. The challenge is to succeed in producing personalized recommendations that are accurate in under a second. The difficulty lies in dealing with such huge amounts of data from millions of customers. When we place side by side the gargantuan amount of customer data with huge product catalogs, it is of little wonder that a lot of thought has to go into getting fast and reliable recommendations. Added to this is the issue of having very small amounts of data for new customers and sometimes too much data for long-term customers to make accurate recommendations. Customer preferences are also very volatile, and sometimes customer behavior might bring new information and the algorithm has to adjust to this. With that in mind, the authors describe the shortcomings of traditional recommendation algorithms. A traditional algorithm will seek to match a user's purchase preferences with a set of past customers who have a similar purchase history. The algorithm will then disregard any items in the set that have been already purchased, and they will make recommendations for the remaining items. However, this type of algorithm can quickly run into performance and scalability issues. If you have large amounts of customers and they have purchased large amounts of different items, the number of iterations becomes very large, very fast. This has an adverse effect on the speed and the accuracy of the recommendations. Amazon have developed what they call item-to-item collaborative filtering. This involves making recommendations on the product level rather than on the user level. Amazon have developed their algorithm to recognize products that customers generally purchase together. One approach would be to look at complementary products such as golf clubs and golf balls. However, there are many products that do not fit so neatly into such pairs. Therefore, the Amazon algorithm looks at similarities between one product and all related products. Customers can also go in and change their preferences manually to ensure that Amazon is making the correct recommendations. This helps them to get around the challenge of dealing with such huge data sets. It also only requires sub-second processing time to generate online recommendations. This algorithm can react immediately to changes in users' data and make recommendations for all users, regardless of the number of purchases and ratings. This algorithm gets around the issues of matching huge amounts of user data with huge amounts of product data that we discussed earlier.